فقلت له عيذك بالله يا أبتاه من الزوج فقال يا فاطمة ائتي بالقصاء اليماني فقتلني به فأتيته بالقصاء اليماني فقتلت به وسرت أنظر إليه وإذا وجهه يتلألأ كأنه فما كان جل ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسن عليه السلام أقبل وقال السلام عليك يا أمه فقلت عليك السلام يا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي فقال يا أمه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جد رسول الله فقلت نعم إن جدك تحت الكساء فأقبل الحسن نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا جده يا رسول الله أتأذنني أن أدخل معك تحت الكساء قال عليك السلام يا ولدي ويا صاحب حوزي قد أذنت لك فدخل معه تحت الكساء اللهم صل على محمد فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسين عليه السلام أقبل وقال السلام عليك يا أمه فقلت عليك السلام يا ولدي ويا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي فقال لي يا أمه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله فقلت نعم إن جدك وفاك تحت الكساء فدنا الحسين نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا جده السلام عليك يا من اختار الله أتأذنني أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء فقال عليك السلام يا ولدي ويا شافعي أمتي قد أذنت لك فدخل معهما تحت الكساء اللهم صل على محمد وعلى فأقبل إلى ذلك الحسن بن أبي طالب عليه السلام وقال السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله فقلت عليك السلام يا أبا الحسن يا أمير المؤمنين قال يا فاطمة إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة وابن أمي رسول الله فقلت نعم أهو ما ولدك تحت الكساء وأقبل عليهم الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله أتأذنني أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء قال له عليك السلام يا أخي ويا وسيم وخليفتي وصاحب يماني قد أذنت لك فدخل اليوم تحت الكساء اللهم صل على ثم أتيت له الكساء وقلت السلام عليك يا أبتاه يا رسول الله أتأذنني أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء قال عليك السلام يا بنتي ويا غزالتي قد أذنت لك فدخلت تحت الكساء
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
فلما اكتملنا جميعا تحت الكساء أتى رسول الله بطرفي الكساء وأوها ويد من السماء وقال اللهم إن هؤلاء أهل بيتي وخاصتك محمد لهم لم يدمهم دمي يؤلمني ما يؤلمهم ويحزنني ما يحزنهم أنا حرب لمن حاربهم وسلم لمن سالمهم وأدب لمن آذاهم ومحب لمن أحبهم إنهم مني وأنا منهم فأجل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك وإسمانك علي وعليهم وأذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا صل على محمد وعلى وقال الله عز وجل يا ملائكتي يسبحون السماوات إني ما خلقت السماء ولا أرض مهيا ولا قمر ولا شمس مزيدا ولا يطيرون ولا بحر ولا فلك يسري إلا في محبتها هؤلاء الخمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء فقال الذين يدركون فمن تحت الكساء فقال عز وجل هم أهل بيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة هم فاطمة وأبوها وأهلها وبنوها
اللهم صل على
محمد. وقال جبريل يا ربي أتذرني أن أحمد الأرض ليكون معهم سادسا وقال الله نعم قد أذنت لك فبتلني جبريل وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله العلي الأعلى يقرب السلام ويمسك بالتحية والإكرام ويقول لك وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت السماء والدنيا ولا أرضا منيا ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيئة ولا خلقا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلك يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم وقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم فهل تأذن لي يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله عليه السلام يا أمين وهب له إنه نعم قد أذنت لك فدخل جبريل معنا تحت الحصار وقال لي إن الله قد أوحى عليكم يقول إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم رجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا الله صل على محمد وقال لي رسول الله أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله فقال النبي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيتنا ومحبينا إلا نزلت عليهم الرحمة وحفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم على أن يتفرقوا فقال لي إذن والله فزنا وفاز شيتنا ورب الكعبة اللهم صل على محمد وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نبيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع مشيتنا ومحبينا وفيهم محموم إلا وفرج الله همه ولا مهموم إلا وكشف الله همه ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته فقال الإذن والله فزنا وسعدنا وكذلك شيتنا فعلوا وسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة والرب الكعبة
الله
صل على محمد
आगे आगे हो बच्चों
Yes, I want all the boys right in the center and girls in the back. MashaAllah. Narae Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. MashaAllah. So, we start our children majlis. Start with, as usual, our Nanne Zakar Imdad. Narae Salawat.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
I'm going to start Imam's name. The first one is Ali, the second one is Hassan, the third one is Hussein, the fourth one is Zalabi, the fifth one is Muhammad Bakir, the sixth one is Jafar Sadiq, and the seventh one is Mustafa Kafir. The eighth one is Ali Raza, and the ninth one is Muhammad Taqi, and the tenth one is Ali Naki. The 11th one is Hassan Askari, the 12th one is Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل
What else you say? Kids, I'm talking to you. Louder.
louder
No, after this. MashaAllah.
Jazakallah.
Okay, you have to appreciate whoever is reciting everything on this member, okay? Alright, so after this, I invite Muhammad. Narae Salawat.
I am reading Surah Al-Fatiha.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Go ahead. क्या कहते हैं? जज़ाकल्लाह. Come on, kids. Jazakallah, mashallah.
We did not hear anything from the kids.
Come on, kids.
What do you have to say? Louder. Jazakallah. MashaAllah and Jazakallah. Okay. And after this, I invite our Nanne Zakir Rustam Ali. Narae Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Today I will read this one story. That's the boy of David Amaji.
Muhammad, MashaAllah, Jazakallah. Jazakallah. And after this, I invite our another Nanne Zakir Zain. Narae Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
She is so shy, not even coming inside. देखो भी आप इस पे आओ
MashaAllah. Yeah, you are shy today, Zain. What happened?
He just woke.
MashaAllah. After this, I invite Hashim Abbas to recite our Rubai. Narae Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Ya Ali, jangan berkata nur dimati illa lipange. Ya Ali, jangan berkata nur dimati illa lipange. Ayat Babulilmdelaware usse erdone naga Ali
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. ये थे हाशिम अब्बास. या अली जब मैं कहता रहा मोतियों की लड़ी बन गई. आयतों आयतों को मिला कर देखा तो टूटना दे अली बन गई. नाराए सलावत. अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद. After this, I invite Zaina Fatima. I invite Zaina Fatima to recite something. Narae Salawat.
तुम बैठ जाना सर. पापा
Muhammadilmdelaware, mashallah, mashallah. We are getting all news are coming today. And now invite Masuma to recite Narae Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Today I will be reciting the Panditans. Ya Muhammad, Ya Ali, Ya Fatima, Ya Hassan, Ya Hussein.
ला ये आखिर में पड़ेगी सबसे फातिमा ये आर यू रेडी
MashaAllah, Jazakallah, you guys are forgetting. MashaAllah,
MashaAllah,
Jazakallah. I have to hear from your word. Okay? Say everybody, MashaAllah, Jazakallah. Alright, I invite Muhammad Ali to recite Narae Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Look, टीवी पे जा रहा हूँ आप भी जाओगे यूट्यूब पे
Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Nare Takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
Nare Saman.
Ya Rasul Allah.
Nare Haidari.
Ya Ali.
Husainiyat.
Zindabad.
Huziriyat.
Murdabad.
Abbas Malad.
Shumar.
Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Subhanallah, mashallah. Kids, subhanallah, mashallah.
MashaAllah, kids, you remember anything, you can come and recite from the member, okay? And after this, I invite Fatima to recite Narae Salawat.
Fatima, slow and louder.
I swear to Allah, until my last breath, I will remember the sun. O Hussein, who lived forever in my heart to my I swear to Allah, you have shown us so much courage through the king. You sacrificed your grandmother and you killed Percy, O Hussein. You gave everything to Allah, never did you complain. I swear to Allah, until my last breath, I will remember the sun. O Hussein, who lived forever in my heart to my I swear to Allah, until my last breath, I will remember the sun. O Hussein, who lived forever in my heart to my
Mashallah, subhanallah.
What else is? After Salawat, what we have to say? Yeah, it's too late. As soon as person meeting the member, right after Salawat, we should send it MashaAllah, Jazakallah. Alright, so after this, I invite Abul Qasim Shirazi to address the children. Narae Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Kids, come get closer.
Closer, everybody.
And make a distance from each other, so don't talk to each other, okay? Come right here, right on this middle. Come on.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم محمد صلوات
اللهم صل على محمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد آواز بلند صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. First of all, I am so happy again to see you all here and listening to your fellow kids telling you names of imams, telling you Rasuliddin, Faruiddin, different ayats. And you are fortunate enough to come here on this first Shiaza to this Imam Barga to listen to all these good things. So you're fortunate enough, I'm fortunate enough that I'm talking to you guys so that we both can learn something from each other. Today, I just wanted to, all the kids look at me, all the kids. So today, this night is very important. Today is Shab-e Ashur. We have not covered this aspect of Islam, but by the will of God in the future, we will cover all the areas. But this night is very important in a sense that this is the last night Hazrat Imam Hussain. This is the last night of Hazrat Imam Hussain. Tomorrow, Hazrat Imam Hussain will be martyred by the Yazidi force. So tonight is very important in two ways, that we have to show our love to Imam Hussain. We should refrain from, running around and, laughing and enjoying. This night is the night of sorrow. This night is important that in order to love Imam Hussain, we have to be happy in his happiness, and we have to be, sad when he's being, when all the atrocities are being done to him. So tonight is very important night. I'm going to recap. In the last 10 days, we have been talking about Asul-e-Din. So Asul-e-Dins are those things which you have to believe in order to be Muslim, right? And we have discussed extensively about Allah. So the first Asul-e-Din is that the Allah or the God is only one. Everything is dependent on Him, and He is not dependent on anything. So that's the first Asul-e-Din. That we have to believe in God. We have to believe in Allah. So that's the first root of Islam. If you are not the believer of oneness of Allah, you cannot be a Muslim. Right? So that's the first root of Islam. It is very important. The second is adab, meaning justice. We have to believe that Allah is just. He does everything in a just manner. Whatever we are getting from Allah, or Allah is doing, whatever Allah is doing to this world is with justice. He is not unjust to anybody. So that's the second pillar of Islam, or the Asul of Islam. The third one is Nabuwwat, meaning prophethood. We have talked about Prophet Muhammad. We have talked extensively about Prophet Muhammad, right? So the third pillar of Islam is prophethood. That our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the last prophet of God, and there should be no prophet after our Prophet, peace be upon him. So the prophethood ended with our Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then the fourth pillar of Islam, or the Asul of Islam, is Imamah. That after the prophethood, now there is not going to be any prophet. Now we're going to have Imams, which are the Imams are the ones who are going to teach us about what Allah teaches us to do, what our Prophet has told us to do. So we believe that we have 12 Imams. So that is the fourth pillar of Islam. And the last pillar of Islam is, what is the last pillar of Islam? Anybody knows? Is doomsday, Qiyamah, right? So the Qiyamah is also, we have to believe in the day of judgment. If we do not believe in the day of judgment, we are not going to be Muslims. So these are the 5 pillars of Islam, 5 Asuls of Islam, and we have talked extensively about it in the last 10 days. So you guys should be clear about it, about the oneness of God, oneness of Allah, about Allah being not dependent on anything, but everything is dependent on Him. Then the justice of Allah, that Allah is just. Then prophethood, that our Prophet is the last prophet, there is going to be no prophet after that. Then Imamat, that we have 12 Imams. And then in the last, the day of judgment. So these are the 5 pillars of Islam. Now we were talking about the school yesterday, right? Muhammad. We were talking about the school, right? In the school we discussed that there is the owner of the school, then there is the principal of the school, then there are teachers of the school, and then there's books in the school, and then we go to school. So if we take all this, if this world as a school, so and then when the teachers teach you, they tell you about maths and geography and all that stuff, what happens in the end? You get smarter, but how can they know that you have mastered those subjects? How can they know? Yes. Checking your grades, right? So checking the grade is very important in the end, because how can somebody know that whatever they have been, trying to give you, you'll be learning or not? So how are you going to be checked? How are you going to be graded? How are you going to be given grades by Allah? What is the mechanism by which you will be given grades by the Allah, by the Prophet, and by the Masumeen? How are you going to be graded? What is the way you're going to be graded? How are you going to get A plus or A or B or C or D or E or even F? Right? So there should be a way. So we have a book called Quran. We have our teachers, Imams. They are telling us what to do and what not to do. So in our whole life, we know what book has to say, we know what Imams have to say, we keep doing things. Sometimes we do what Imams say, what book is saying to us, sometimes we don't do that, right? But at the day of judgment, that's when you'll be graded. On the day of judgment, doomsday, that's the day when you're going to be graded. You're going to be getting A plus, A, B, C, D, E, or even F grade. If you get an F grade, where are you going to be? You're going to be in trouble, right? You get in trouble if you get F grade in the school, right? So the same way on the day of judgment, but let me tell you this, you are fortunate enough that you are here in this Imam Bargah. You are listening to the Imam Hussain, stories, you're listening to the Quran, you're listening to everything which you are supposed to listen. So guess what? If you keep coming here, what grade are you going to get? Masuma, if you keep coming to the Imam Bargah, what grade are you going to get on the doomsday? A or A plus, right? If you keep coming to Imam Bargah, you keep doing what Imams are telling you to do, you keep doing what Quran tells you to do, you will get A plus on the day of judgment. And if you get A plus on the day of judgment, where are you going to be? You're going to be in heaven, right? You're going to be in heaven. So that's why it is important, in order to pass the test of life, in order to get good grades in life, we have to follow our Imams, our Prophet, and our book, which is called Quran, right? We work very hard in the school to get good grades, right? Is that right? In order to get good grades, you grab the books, you're talking to your teacher, listening to your teachers, making sure that you're understanding what your teachers are telling you to get good grades in school. But what about if you want to have good grades in your life? What about if you want to have good grades in front of Allah? Is that not important? That is important too, right? So in order to get good grades in life, you have to follow what your Imams are saying to you, you have to follow what your Prophet is saying to you, and you have to follow the Quran. So that's the first part of the speech. Now is the interesting part of the speech. The interesting part of the speech is the life of our superheroes. And the superhero we were talking about yesterday was, who was that? Hazrat Ali. So the superhero we were talking about yesterday was Hazrat Ali. Now, I'm going to ask you a very simple question. Sometimes in your school, right, you have so many classmates, right? Some of the classmates say on your face that they like you. But you know deep down that they don't like you. They're just saying, just to say that they like you. Is that right? Has that happened to you? Has that happened to you guys? That inside they don't like you, but they just say, oh, we like you, oh, Imdad is a very good boy, but inside you know they don't like you. Has that happened to you at some time? Yes or no? No. Okay. So let me tell you this. So when Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came to Makkah, and you know that they were in Makkah, there were people who have killed his companions, who had killed his loved ones, who hated him. But when he came to Makkah, what happened? Did he forgive them all? Did he or did he not? He forgave them all, because Islam is the peace, is the religion of peace. But those people who were there, they did not say anything, but deep down they still did not like Prophet. But because Prophet was in the Makkah and he was in power, they just said, okay, now we're going to follow Islam. But deep down, they were not really very sincere with Islam. So you have to keep that in mind. So there were certain Muslims in there which were just the Muslims in the name, but deep down they were not real Muslims. So, and then as the Prophet in his life, our Prophet, peace be upon him, and Hazrat Ali were very close. They were cousins and they lived together for a long time. So the Prophet, peace be upon him, always praised Hazrat Ali, always praised him. And he said to everybody that after I am gone, Hazrat Ali is your Imam. He kept saying it, he kept saying to everybody, whosoever was close to him, he kept saying to everybody that Hazrat Ali is going to be the Imam after I am not with you guys anymore. So he kept saying it, kept saying it, kept saying it. So if somebody is praising you all the time in the class, other kids get jealous, is that right? Yeah, so if the teacher is praising you all the time, the kids get jealous from you, right? They said, why this teacher is praising this student all the time? And then you get jealous. So there were some people there, because Hazrat Muhammad, peace be upon him, was praising Hazrat Ali all the time, all the time, all the time. So there were people who were jealous of Hazrat Ali too. And it's very common. People get jealous, right? Because Hazrat Muhammad was always praising Hazrat Ali. It was not because he liked Hazrat Ali, but because Hazrat Ali was that stature, he was that big a personality, that Hazrat Muhammad always praised him. And he said to everybody that after I'm gone, Hazrat Ali would be your Imam. So the years passed on, and the day came when our Prophet, peace be upon him, met his God. He passed away, right? And Hazrat Ali was very sad. Why? Because he was very close to Prophet, right? He was very, very close to him. He had spent all his when he was a child, he spent all his time with Prophet. When he was grown up man, he spent a lot of his time with Prophet. So he loved Prophet so much that when Prophet died, he was so sad. He was so sad that you can't even imagine. But guess what? You have to understand that when, in the end, everyone has to pass away. So he had to accept the reality. Now the life was very different for Hazrat Ali, because before he was the Prophet. Now the Prophet has passed away. And guess what? In the same year the Prophet passed away, his beloved wife, Hazrat Fatima, passed away too. So he suffered two losses in 1 year. He suffered the loss of Prophet, and he suffered the loss of his beloved wife, Hazrat Fatima. You know his wife's name, right? Hazrat Fatima. And you know who was Hazrat Fatima? Who was Hazrat Fatima? And then she was also the daughter of Prophet Muhammad. So basically, Hazrat Muhammad was Hazrat Fatima was the daughter of Hazrat Muhammad. So Hazrat Ali married the daughter of Hazrat Muhammad. So he suffered two losses in 1 year. He lost Hazrat Muhammad and he lost his wife. Imagine how sad he would be. Imagine that he lost his prophet, beloved prophet, and he lost his wife in 1 year. Now after Hazrat Muhammad passed away, now the big question is, who is going to lead the Muslims, right? Who's going to lead everybody? Now the prophet is gone, he passed away. Now who's going to lead everybody? Who's going to be the imam? Can you guys tell me who's going to be the imam? Hazrat Ali, because Prophet had been telling everybody all the time that if I'm not with you anymore, my brother, my cousin, Hazrat Ali would be the first imam. You have to follow Hazrat Ali. He was telling everybody all the time. And during his in the end, when he was near to be passed away, he kept telling everybody that you have to follow Hazrat Ali after I'm gone. Now when Prophet passed away, now the big question was, who's gonna be the leader of Muslims? Who's gonna be the leader of Muslims? We know that who's gonna be the leader of the Muslims? It's gonna be Hazrat Ali. Now, if Hazrat Ali is the leader of the Muslims, who has appointed Hazrat Ali the leader of the Muslims? Who? Yes. Prophet Muhammad. And does Prophet Muhammad do anything without the permission of God? He does everything with the permission of God, right? Whatever he says, it's because God has said him to do that thing, right? So he does not do anything on his own. So when he was telling everybody that after me, Hazrat Ali is going to be the imam, he was not just telling because he was telling. He was telling everybody because God has told him. God has told him that, hey Prophet Muhammad, after you come to me, after you pass away, you have to tell everybody that Hazrat Ali will be the imam of everybody. So it was not just Prophet Muhammad telling everybody that Hazrat Ali is going to be the imam, but it was God, it was Allah who told Hazrat Muhammad to tell everybody that after me, your imam is going to be Hazrat Ali. So Hazrat Ali was appointed by Allah and Prophet Muhammad to be the leader of Islam, right? Is that clear to you guys? Hazrat Ali was appointed by Allah and Prophet Muhammad to be the leader of Islam, right? Now, if he's appointed by Allah and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as the leader of Islam, can anybody snatch that leadership from him? Can anybody get that leadership from him? Does anybody have the right or does anybody have the courage to get that leadership from Hazrat Ali? If this leadership has been given by the creator of this whole world, if this leadership has been given by the creator of this whole world, and the prophet of this ummah, if that leadership is given to him by the Allah and Prophet Muhammad, can anybody get that leadership from him? Nobody can. Nobody can get that leadership from him. Because this leadership is from Allah and from Prophet Muhammad. Is that clear to you guys? This leadership of Hazrat Ali to be the leader of all Muslims is from Allah and Prophet Muhammad. Because Prophet Muhammad had been telling everybody that after I'm gone, Hazrat Ali is going to be your imam. Now what happened? It is a dark chapter in our history. What happened is that those people which I told you before, that when Prophet Muhammad came to Makkah and all those people who were not with Prophet Muhammad through heart, but because Prophet Muhammad was there and they got afraid and they said we are Muslims. But in the heart, they were not Muslims, right? And those people I told you that Prophet Muhammad was telling everybody that Hazrat Ali is going to be the Imam after me all the time, there were people jealous of Hazrat Ali. Right? So there were two kinds of people. One, those people who were jealous of Hazrat Ali. And the other people who became Muslim because they were afraid. Are we Muslim because we are afraid? No, we are not afraid of anybody. We are Muslims because we think Islam is the best. Right? But if somebody comes and put a gun onto your head and say, you are going to be Muslim, is that the right way to be a Muslim? And you get afraid and you said, okay, I'm a Muslim. Right? That's not the right way to be a Muslim. So there were people there which were Muslim because they were afraid. But our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was all love. They were afraid for no reason. They were afraid for him for no reason, but inside they did not like Prophet Muhammad. So there were two kinds of people. One, those, and the other one who were jealous of Hazrat Ali. Now after Prophet Muhammad passed away, those people got together. Those people who were afraid of Hazrat Ali, who were jealous of Hazrat Ali, and those people who were deep down, did not like Prophet Muhammad, did not like Hazrat Ali and his family, but they were saying we are Muslims, from above superficial, they got together. And guess what happened? They said that we are not gonna follow Hazrat Ali. They said we're not gonna follow Hazrat Ali. This is big thing. Prophet Muhammad was telling everybody all his life that after me, your Imam, your leader is going to be Hazrat Ali. And we discussed that Prophet Muhammad does not say anything without the permission of God, without the permission of Allah. So basically, the Allah said to Hazrat Ali, that the Hazrat Muhammad, that tell everybody that after you, the leader of the Islam would be Hazrat Ali. But because Hazrat Ali was praised so much by Prophet Muhammad, people were jealous of him. And jealousy is a very, very bad, attribute. You should not be jealous of anybody. If somebody is doing good, you should appreciate it. You should not get jealous of them. These people, instead of being jealous from Hazrat Ali, should have appreciated him and said to him, oh Hazrat Ali, you are the best person in this world. We're going to follow you. You are our Imam. We love you. We will follow you. But they got jealous. Because they were not perfect human beings. They got jealous. And jealousy kills you. You know that. Jealousy kills you. You should not be jealous of if somebody is doing good. You have to say, you have to tell them, hey, you're doing good. We are so happy. And try to be yourself, try to be good instead of being jealous. So these people who were jealous of Hazrat Ali, they got together and they said, we're not going to follow you. We're not going to follow Hazrat Ali. But guess what? These people could not snatch. They could not get that imamat or that leadership from Hazrat Ali because that leadership was given from Allah. Nobody can snatch. Nobody can get the leadership from a person whom Allah has given the leadership. Right? So these jealous people, they started, making their own people, they said, oh my God, our Imam is this one. And we're not gonna follow Hazrat Ali. So Hazrat Ali said, that's okay. It doesn't matter to me because nobody can replace me. I'm appointed from Allah. I'm gonna help you guys. And he helped those guys. Those guys were jealous of him. They were jealous of him all the time. But he said to them, hey, if you're going to run the business, I'm going to help you. And he kept helping them all through his life. He kept helping those jealous people all the time. And those jealous people would come to him all the time and ask him for advice. And he would tell the advice very easily. He would say, okay, do this, do like this, do like that. He was not jealous of anybody because he was a perfect human being. Why should he be jealous? And he was not after any throne or after any government because he was appointed from Allah. So if somebody is appointed from Allah, he is not worthy, he's not, before worldly desire. So those people who were jealous of him, they did not want to follow him, but he kept he kept helping them. So I think the time is getting. The Hazrat Ali story is so vast that you can keep talking about it all the time. So hopefully you guys will come again at some time and we will talk about it further. But you have to keep that in mind that Hazrat Ali is our Imam after Prophet, and he is appointed by God, not from any people on this earth. So he is appointed from God. So the Asuluddin, I'm going to just follow the Asuluddin. The first is oneness of Allah. The second one is justice, that Allah is just. The third one is prophethood, that our Prophet, peace be upon him, is the last prophet. The fourth one is imamat, that we have 12 imams. And the last one is the day of judgment or Qiyamah. Bawaze Buland Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala
Girls, you can get at the burning from the kitchen and then go on the ladies' side, okay? And boys, come here for Matam. Matam, yeah.
Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein. Good job, Ayan. Good job. Mola Haq Imam Ya Hasan Ya Hussein Ya Hussein Ya Hussein Shabbir ki mauladani
सीने पे जो शाके पली सीने पे जो शाके पली जिसकी अबाबन में जली जिसकी अबाबन में जली ऊपर कमा छोटी निशान
Mola Haq Imam Ya Hasan Ya Hussein Mola Haq Imam Ya Hasan Ya Hussein Ya Hussein Ya Hussein
या से गले मांझ गले या से गले मांझ गले चादर चनी है में जले चादर चनी है में जले आबास के पर चमकले
आकाश के परचम तले
रोकड़ कहे ये दीदिया
मौला हक
इमाम या हसन या हुसैन
मौला हक इमाम
या हसन या हुसैन
या हुसैन या हुसैन
वो बावफा बासता
वो बाबा दासता
तू तेरे नूर की आसता
तू तेरे रूह की आस्था
पानी लिया पर ना पिया
पानी लिया पर न पिया
मासूमा का एहसास था
मौला हक इमाम या हसन या हुसैन मौला हक इमाम या हसन या हुसैन
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Narae Hayr.
Ya Ali
याले है नहीं
Ya